Hello everyone, welcome to the Flurries Programmer, where code and music meet creativity. Today I'm going to show you how can you build a fully global website under 1 hour with just HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Stay tuned until the end of the video because there will be new things that I will be teaching you during the coding session. Let's go! If you like the video and you want to see more tutorials like this, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and share with your family. It will be a huge help for the channel, and also it will be allowing me to come up with new ideas for tutorials as well as new melodies for you. Also, if you have any questions, don't forget that you can make a post on the comment section and I will be more than happy to help you. As well as if you want to see more videos like this, you can see here at the top where I will be showing you suggested videos that you can follow after this one. Before we start into the coding session, I'm going to give you a light demo of how the app looks like. So in that way you can get more motivated and you will see the app that you are going to be building with me. So let's go to the monitor. Hey guys, so this is the blog website that we are going to be building on this video session. So as you can see here, we have a header where it says the Flurries Programmer blog that we are going to change it to the one of your choice. We have two nav options or menus. In this case, we have home and about. After this, we have like 3 articles. And as you see, if I hover to each of them, there is like a slight elevation and the box shadow changes a little bit. This is something that we can do with CSS. And if I want to click on read more, this will be collapsing and expanding the content of the article. So basically this is for encapsulating the content. If we have more than a specific number of characters, that will be enclosed, and if we want to see more information, then we just click on read more, and this will be handled with JavaScript. And at the bottom we have the footer where we have 225, the Flurries programming, and as you know on the previous session, you can change this to your name, so in that way you can show off to your friends or your family. So let's continue to the coding session because it's going to be very fun and very entertaining. Let's start with the coding tutorial. As we have been doing on previous videos, as you know, we need to create a folder for the project where we are going to be working. In my case, I set it on the desktop and I put the name of blog website app. Once you have this, we need to open the Visual Studio Code as well as the browser of your choice. So in that way we can work with the live server extension. So I already have the folder open here. As you see, I also have next to the Visual Studio Code the browser. So let's proceed to create the 3 files that we need. We need index.html. Second one, styles.css. And the third one, as you know, script.js. Good. So let's go to the index.html, and now let's use the exclamation mark then tab to use the emmet abbreviation. That way we create the dot-type structure of the HTML file. And now let's make a right click on index.html and open with live server. So as now we can see the website. We don't have nothing, so let's start coding. The first thing that we are going to change is the title. Let's put here my own blog. Good. So let's start with the body here. We are going to open a header tag. The header, inside of the header we are going to assign an h1, the Flurries Programmer blog. In this case, as you know, you can change to the name that you want. Let's put a nav tag, which is for the navigations. Let's put an H. This A is for referencing the links. By this time, we won't be referencing to any other pages, so we are going to use the number mark. And then the name is going to be home. Let's copy and paste another one here, and the second one will be about. Good. Let's go after the header, we are going to open a main tag with the ID of post. And here is where we will be injecting the post through how the JavaScript file of script.js. And for the last, let's create a footer. And this footer, inside of the footer, let's assign a p tag. And let's put like something like 2025, the Flutis programmer. Good. I'm going to use m tag here to use cursives. So let's cut and paste here. Great. And for the last, let's add the script. Oh yeah, so we need to add the script tag here and reference on the source the script.js file that we have on the root location. Good. An additional thing that I'm going to teach you on this lesson is that we are going to be using different font in comparison to the default ones that we have on the system. As you may see on previous lessons, we have been using Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. These are fonts that are already pre-installed on the operating system that you are working. So that's why you don't have the need to import like external fonts. But in this case, in this lesson, I'm going to show you if you want to use an external font that maybe is not available on the system, the way that a way that you can install it and use it on your project. So by this time, we are going to use a font style that is a font name that is called Roboto Mono. So I already have the link here, but let me show you the walkthrough. So all you need to do is, in this case, go to Google and then type Roboto Mono font, Google font, Google fonts. Click on the first link, Roboto Mono. As you see here, this is how the Roboto Mono looks like. Also, we need to click on Get Font, and there are two ways that you can use the font. You can use an embed code or download it. So the downloaded means that, of course, you are going to load the font and then you are going to install it. But in this case, we want to use the embed code, so we don't need to do any additional steps. So let's click on Get Embed Code, and then let's scroll down, and then in the part where it says web here, you will see that there are like 3 links here. These links, click on the copy code, and basically what we are going to do is import these 3 link tags on the part of the HTML. So below the title here, let's import the 3 links. So in this way, we will be referencing to that Roboto Mono font on the different ways. And the last thing that I forgot is that also we need to link or good pull styles.css. So let's do it by opening another link here. The rel is going to be a style sheet, and then the href is going to be styles.css. Good. So now let's proceed with styling all these elements on the styles.css. Let's start with a general selector here. We're going to do some resets, margin of 0. Oh yeah, so also let's change to the top of here so you can see in real time. The padding is going to be 0, and a box sizing of border box. So as I have said on previous lessons, the box sizing is for manipulating the behavior of the height and the width of the elements. So let's do then body style here, a font family of, in this case, Roboto Mono. Roboto Mono, which is the new font style that we are using. Mono. And in the case that we don't have the Roboto Mono, we are going to do a fallback to the Monoto space. So as you see, it changed the appearance of the font. It looks really great. So let's make a background of number F4, F6, FA. This is like a gray color, a color for the fonts of number 333. This is kind of like a black, and a line height of 1.6. So this is for giving spaces between the words. Then let's go with the header here. For the header, we are going to use a background, and we are going to use a linear gradient that I already have here. You can see all this code on the GitHub repository that will be leaving on the description of the video. Color FFF for white, a padding of 1.5 rem to rem. This is like another measurement that we can use. We can use also pixels, but yeah, in this lesson I decided to use a new one. Text align of center, and a box shadow of 0 to pixels, a pixels, and an RGBA that I already have prepared here, which is for the color. Good, yeah, it's starting to take some form. Now let's assign some styles to the h1 that is inside of the header. So let's put header h1 and a margin bottom of 0.5 rem, 0.5 rem, a font size of 2 rem, a font weight of bold. Good. And let's give some styles to the nav, header, nav. We want to have some margin top of 0.5 rem. Good. So we want the links to be more visible. So now we are going to give some styles to the A tag that are inside of the nav. Here, let's give a color of FFF, margin of 0 on the top and bottom, and then 15 pixels on the left and right. Good. Let's do a text decoration of none. This is for getting rid of the underline that we have below the words. Then a font weight of 500, and a transition. This is a animation, so basically we want to make a transition of the color of 0.3 seconds with ease. You'll see what is this about. And now let's assign a hover state for the A tags. Header, nav A, then hover, and in the hover we want the color to change to number FFD700. This is some kind of like a yellow orange color. So if I hover on the links, you will see that, yeah, they look very stunning, right? And this transition that you see that is really soft or smooth is because we are using this transition here, and all we are saying is that we want the color to have this transition of 0.3 seconds. So if we didn't use this transition, the change between this color to this one would be very remarkable, and you will see completely strong. It won't be that smooth as you see here. So let's continue. Let's give some styles right now to the main tag. Main, we want a max width of 900 pixels, a margin of 2 rem top and bottom, and auto on left and right, padding of 0, and then 20 pixels. Let's go right now to the article. This is like this attack that we are going to be injecting from from the JavaScript file. That's why you didn't see on the HTML file. So let's assign a background of FFF, border radius of 8 pixels. This is for giving some shapes to the corners. A padding of 1.5 rem. Margin bottom of 1.5 rem 2. Box shadow of 0 2 pixels, 6 pixels, and an RGBA that I already have prepared here. Let's copy and paste. There you go. And then we are going to make a transition, in this case, to a property that is called transform. So and the transform basically is a property that we use for moving elements on the page. So and a box shadow of 0.2 is. So all we are saying here is that we want to have a transition of 0.2 and 0.2. Oh yeah, we missed the seconds here. Seconds. 0.2 and 0.2 on the transfer property and the box shadow for the article. So let's continue right now. We are going to give some styles to the hover of the article. Article hover. And when we are on hover, we want to translate on the y-axis of -3 pixels. You will see what we are doing here when we have the articles on the UI. And then a box shadow of 0, 4 pixels, 12 pixels, and then another RGBA here. Let's copy and paste. Good. Now let's assign heading article h2. Let's give some styles to the h2 that will be inside of the article. Margin bottom of 0.75 rem and a color of number 1A73 E8. It's some kind of like a blue. Then let's do the same for p tag, article p tag, margin bottom of 1 rem, and then color of 555. Oh yeah, with color of 555. Then a class of read more. We have color. We have the same color that we are using here at the top. So let's just copy and paste. A cursor pointer. Then font size of 0.9 rem. Font weight of bold in this case. A transition of color 2. 0.3 seconds with ease. Now we want the read more on hover state 2. Read more on hover state. We want to change the color to another bluish. So number 005 CB2. Great. And for the last, we want to assign certain styles to the footer that we have here. So let's put footer. And we want the footer to have a text align of center. We want the padding to be 1 rem on all sides. Then we want a background. In this case, we are going to use the linear gradient that we have here at the top that we are using for the header. It will be the same. So let's just copy and paste here. Good. Let's assign then a color of FFF, a margin top of 2 rem, and a font size of 0.9 rem. Good, guys. So this is how it looks like so far. This is all the styles that we needed to assign to the styles.css. So now let's proceed to the last part, which is giving certain logic on the script.js. So in that way we can have interaction on the website, also plus injecting all the articles that we will have between the header navigation and the footer. So let's continue. Let's go to script.js. We are going to declare a const variable of post. This is going to be an array, and this array is going to be an array of objects. So let's assign the first object, and the first object will have a title. In this case, getting started with JavaScript, for example. And we have another property which is called content. Here, content, yeah, I already have some statements here, but yeah, you can put on the post the topic, any topic that you want. So yeah, we will be assigning order 2. So let me just copy and paste order 2 articles that I want to show on the DOM. So as you see here, while learn JavaScript, blah blah blah. You can put here the information that you want. It's up to you. So now let's declare another const that is going to be called post container, and this is going to be to get the post. So document dot get element by ID, and then we'll be getting the post. This is the div that the main that we created here on the index.html. We are accessing throughout the ID, and then we want the post. So we already have them here. Then we are going to do for each per each post. So let's do post dot for each. This is for iterating on each one of all the posts. So in that way we can do something with each one. So we want each post. And then here let's assign an article. We are going to create an element, document.create element of article. So we are getting here HTML tags. Then we want to create a title, const title document.create element, and we want a title with the tag of h2. That's why we assign all those styles on the styles.css before. Then a const of content, and the content document.create element, and we want a p tag, which is for paragraph. And the last one comes with more. We want a document.create element, and we want a span tag, span. Good. So now for the title, we want to assign a content to it. So the way that we do is title.textContent, and the text content is going to be equal to the post.title. So on each iteration, we are saying that the title is going to be equal to the text to the title. So the one that you see here on each iteration, we are going to be accessing to each title, and that's the value that we will be assigning on the title variable here. Okay, and then we want for the content content dot text content. we want the post dot content dot substring from 0 to 80, and then plus empty string and 3 dots, which means this means that I just want to take the first 80 characters from the message, and if the character is greater than that, I will be just showing the 80 characters and then the 3 dots. So, and if the user wants to see more about these articles, is when he will be collapsing on the button of read more, and he will be able to see the remaining content of the post, or in this case, the article. Okay. So then for the read more dot text content, we want it to be read more, and read more dot class list dot add. This is for adding a class to the read more span, and we want to add the class of read more. Good. So now let's declare a let's expand it to is equal to false. This is like a flag that we'll be using in order to determine if we want to collapse or not the article. So if we want to expand it or not. For the read more, we are going to add a event listener, which is a button. So we want to listen for the click event, and when they click on it, we want to do a certain action. On this action here, we are going to set the expanded that is going to be equal to exclamation expanded, and all that I'm doing here is that I want expanded to be the opposite value. So if the expanded is on false, it's going to turn to true, and if true, is going to turn to false. So it's vice versa. Then we want the content, the text content, to determine if it is expanded, then it means that we want to show all the content. We have making the limitation with the substring, so post.content. And in the case that no, we want to do what we did here. So this exclamation and then these 2 dots is using ternary operator. So it's like a quicker way to do conditionals. I could be using if and else, but yeah, you can do this by just one line. Then for the read more, we want to set a text content of determine if it is expanded. Then we want to show less, and if it is not expanded, then we are going to be using read more. Good. So the only thing that is missing here right now is that we need to append all these elements to the post, in this case the container. So all we are going to do here is article dot append child, and we want to append the title. Let's copy this several times. We want to append the content, the read more button, plus the article. Oh yes, so we need to change here. This is going to be the post container append shell the article. As you see, voila, it's working. So basically what we are doing here is that all these properties of title, content, and read more, we want to assign to the article that we create on each iteration that we are making, and then after we assign all those three, we want to assign the full article to the post container. So in that way, every time that we are iterating on each one of these indexes, this logic will be applicable. So let's go right now to the website, and as you see here, we have this kind of fancy elevation, and this is because we are using the hover state, and also we are using the transition. So basically it's kind of like animations. So this is all the project, guys. If you reach out to this part of the video, congratulations to you, because you are learning every time more concepts with every video that I will be uploading. And also give yourself a big shout out, because this kind of projects will be helping you to learn more about the basics, and we will be them covering step by step more things that could be complex. So, but every time that we make this kind of videos, foundation is necessary, because in that way you can understand later you'll be able to understand better another context that I will be sharing with you. So thank you very much, and I see you in the next one.